welcome back to another episode of Unlearning to Grow. I am your host, Chemotherapy. And if this is your first time tuning in, I welcome you to the channel. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, so today we will be discussing self-love and self-reliance. And for everyone who took the time out and gave me their definition of what they think self-reliance and self-love is, it is really appreciated. From the answers such as establishing strong boundaries within yourself, feeding into yourself so you can feed into others, applying the same level of kindness and compassion that you give to others to yourself. Really do appreciate all of those answers. Now, for me, self-love can be defined as prioritizing myself, forgiving myself, and being content with who I am as a person. And once all these things join together, we can then have self-acceptance. And self-acceptance really does lead to us speaking kinder to ourselves. And I really do preach speaking kindness to ourselves a lot, because a lot of times the love and compassion we extend to others, we don't extend it to ourselves. So once it is you have a level of self-acceptance and you accept yourself for who you are as a person, you are able to speak to yourself in a manner of that level of acceptance you have for yourself, right? So you speak to yourself with kindness, love, and compassion. You also too have a strong foundation of who you are as a person. So whenever opportunities come by and they weren't for you, you use it as a stepping stone, because things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And once you have a strong foundation of who you are, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job opportunity or any other thing in life, these things, they weren't for you, as they wouldn't have nourished you in the way that you would have wanted or you needed to be in the first place. So once you know yourself, you know what's for you. And once it is you love yourself, loving others comes easily. Because oftentimes when we don't love ourselves, it makes it difficult to receive love from the persons who claim to love us. And that will make it hard for us to love them, right? So it's very important for us to have a level of self-love for ourselves. And you don't want, when these persons love you and you're unable to reciprocate it, you don't want to put yourself in isolation from these persons, right? Because then that would be very troublesome for you. And I'm not saying that this is not the only way, because truth be told, once it is you receive love from others, at times it allows you to love parts of yourself that you wouldn't have been able to in the first place. What I'm saying is that we need to love ourselves independently of that, because we don't want, when they go, self-love goes too. So we have to be able to be strong enough to love ourselves for who we are. So let self-love be your bridge over troubled waters, right? And the next thing with self-love is it will allow us to seek validation. And my friend said to me the other day, any unjust compromise is duress. And lack of self-love will have you changing yourself to seek or want validation from people, places, or things that you aren't supposed to. Say, for example, even the clothing you wear, right? Instead of wearing something you're comfortable with, when you're on the street, this specific clothing or this specific fit will get you the compliments and feed into you, right? You are in a position where you can crack a joke, but you feel as if that joke won't be reciprocated in the way that you think it will, so you hold back. And as such, the idea of who you're putting out there is being welcome, but not you as a person. So we'll find that the more we grow with ourselves. Because to be honest, there are aspects of ourselves that we aren't always going to like, and that is the reality of it. However, though, the more we pour into ourselves and the more we accept ourselves, we'll find that as we grow and mature with this, we will fall in love with ourselves more. We'll be a bit more happy because we have then spent time and we have put in effort in becoming the person that we want to be. And as such, we'll be able to flourish better in all aspects of life. You know, from the hobbies we have, the interests we partake in, anything of the sort that we truly enjoy, we'll accept them for what it is and not worry about the judgment or worry about unjust validation. Because validation is indeed good. But my friend said to me yesterday that if you have, for example, back to the clothing reference, if you have a unique style and you wear something, someone naturally will gravitate to it. So you don't need to seek it because it will come to you once you are confident within yourself, right? Now, with self-reliance, it is really just the ability to be confident in the skills or the knowledge you have to do what needs to be done, right? Once you have this, you'll find that you really push through in certain aspects of your life. Because when you look at life is really not a big dream for everybody. Life rough, to be honest, and everybody is going through it. So I can only imagine what some persons are going through or the things they cling to give themselves or give their life meaning and purpose. So self-reliance is really something I think a lot of us have or has, to be honest. Because when you look at how we are grown or how we move as a society, we really have this one-track mind where we do it ourselves for the most part, right? Or we keep things to ourselves and we push through. And I can say I am indeed a part of that population or ratio of persons who does that. And a part of self-reliance is also to knowing your limitations, knowing when to ask for help. Because you will indeed go through things and it says ask and it shall be given to you. So oftentimes we won't know until we ask for help. Yes, so with self-reliance now, it really, once you know yourself and you accept yourself for who you are, you then know that your ideas aren't small and they aren't mundane. You will have confidence in yourself to know that this is what I truly want to do. This is something that means a lot to me and I will stick to it. And you won't conform to an idea to get things done easily versus pushing through and sticking to your values and sticking to the things that you know are true for you. So I know I didn't dive much into self-reliance because it's pretty self-explanatory and a lot of us are self-reliant, right? However, though, know when to ask for help. Don't be afraid to, because the most you can hear is no. And if you don't get the answer you want to, you continue to push through. You continue to do what you have to do, learn what you have to learn, and develop within yourself the ability, create a strong foundation within yourself so you can know to push through and you have what it takes to conquer anything or any aspect of your life. And oftentimes I ask myself whether or not the things that happen for me, why is it I experience these things or what it is I have to do to experience these things. So for anybody out there, I would urge you to look at it the same, because things don't happen to you. I know a person might say, why this always happen to me? But as I always preach, things are a circle. It will happen and happen again until you learn what you need to learn from it. And obviously there's a reason why it's happening for you. And once it is you learn, you push past to a different level and rise above it. So always take your time, be slow, be observant of your situation and surroundings, because everything is happening for a reason, and once it is you know why, you'll be able to understand it and get it done. So again, an action compounded over time has an effect, and once it is we take our time with ourselves, with self-love and self-reliance, and we do what we need to do, we'll definitely be able to flourish in the ways that we need to. Hearts of love. Remember to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at chemotherapy. Thanks for the support so far. Have yourself a blessed day.